Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is the introduction to the painting project options so you can see some examples of previous student work. Now, all the paintings that you're going to see are going to have 4 changes. I'm going to go over these changes a little bit more when we do our proposal worksheets So, the 4 changes are going to be composition, color, subject matter, and a choice option. So the choice option is kind of covers a lot of different options. So let's start off with this one. He chose to do Vincent van Gogh. He chose Starry Night. He changed the composition from the original is a rectangle, and he changed it to a square. He also changed an choice by bringing in an object from home. This was a popular option, but you do have to kind of have some kind of recycled object to bring in to do this one. Alright, this person changed the composition, the color, and they also brought in an object of choice. So they brought in an umbrella, so the composition change they did was they turned a square composition into a circle. The color change they did is they changed from primary colors to secondary colors, and so she made them their complements. Alright, this person changed color and choice. They changed the patterns that they saw. The original painting was a black and white painting, so they turned it into a color painting, and they also changed a couple of the patterns to something that they liked a little bit better than the originals. This person went a little bit more with the changes. She changed the subject matter. So the original painting was all about the artist, so she made it all about her, and she picked objects that were about herself. She also changed the composition to make it more of a rectangle instead of the original was a square. This person changed the subject matter and color. Those two kind of went together because she turned a stormy day into a sunny day. This person changed the composition and the subject matter. She was really obsessed with Kingdom Hearts. So instead of doing a vertical composition, she decided to do a horizontal composition, but she kept that same background, and she did a Kingdom Hearts character instead of the comic book character that the original artist did. Oh no. Okay, something's weird with that slide. You're going to have to turn your head a little bit. This person changed the subject matter, so the original painting was to farmers, and this one is to hockey players, and they changed the colors from very kind of natural colors to very bright colors. Alright, this person changed subject matter and composition. So the original composition was more of a square. They turned theirs into more of a rectangle, but they took that circle that they saw and turned it into a basketball player. They took the person above the circle and turned it into a guy shooting. This person changed subject matter and color. The original subject matter was abstract. They did not want to do an abstract painting, so they chose to draw a pencil and a bunch of erasers. They also changed the colors. They kept kind of that blue, but they changed the black into pink and the pink into yellow. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go over how to complete your in the style of proposal. So, the first thing is you have to pick, once you've picked your artist, you need to write your name over here. Your artist's name, you can just write the last name if you want, you don't have to write the full name, and your period. Then, you're going to start with the big box right over here, and it says sketch the artwork above. So the title of the master artwork I chose, Starry Night. And you want the page number of the book that you found it in. So like page 32. So that you can find it more easily later. Then you are going to draw the original painting. As close as you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. You're just kind of getting the basic idea of what it is. So I've got this, and then I've got these kind of weird and wonky starry things. See, I'm not getting into too much detail. I'm just getting the major compositional elements. And this goes here. And there's I'm gonna put one here. And one over here. So once I've got my original sketched, and I've got all the basic elements there, then I'm going to change it in several different ways to try them out. So first I need to sketch it with a compositional change. This means that I can zoom in, I can zoom out, I can kind of move the composition around. So if you think about it like we did in 6th grade with that viewfinder, you can kind of just pick a part of the image, or you could zoom into the image so you only do part of it, or you could zoom out and show more. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of zoom in to this section right here. I kind of like the idea of the moon over there with the swirlies coming around it. It's okay if you start this thing and you don't end up liking it. You're like, okay, that's not great. So let's move on to the next one. The next one, you are going to have to do some kind of color change. So you're going to grab some markers or colored pencils. And the original is all blues and oranges, so maybe I kind of like this standy thing over here. So we'll leave that. Maybe I change the composition a slightly different way and I cut off that part that I included before so that I just have that type of standy thing with the circles. And maybe instead of blues, the sky is all reds, because it's like starry sunset or something. So then this is all reds and oranges. And maybe the circles are purple instead of yellow. This doesn't have to be perfectly neat because you are just kind of brainstorming here. And maybe I'll leave this thing kind of blackish. And we have kind of more red back here. Or even maybe pink behind everything. Alright, so I've got my color change. Next up is a subject matter change. So now instead of Starry Night, I've got to do something different. So maybe I turn all these, I kind of like this idea with the stand thing here. So maybe I turn that stand thing, into a fire. So it's kind of a fire, and maybe I have like the wood from the fire coming out, and then the swirlies in the background. Now if you'd like to add color to any of these other ones, you can, but you don't have to. You are going to color your final. So maybe this is fire. And maybe instead of these circles, in the same spot, I have marshmallows on sticks. So maybe instead of Starry Night, it's roasting fire. So see, it's got the same similar composition. It's inspired by that original one, but it's kind of taken it on a different spin. Now the last one is the most freeing. You can combine any of these ones. You could come up with something completely different because this one is your choice. You have to make some kind of change from this original, but you can make it into your choice. This can also be the point where if you want to paint on an object, because you're going to bring in an object to paint on, you could do it there. So maybe I take this idea because I kind of like it, and I bring in a lunchbox. So I have a lunchbox, and I write, just in case Miss Jesser doesn't understand what's going on, I write on a lunchbox, and then I kind of sketch what I'm going to have. So I'm going to have my fireplace. My fireplace with my marshmallows, painted on a lunchbox. Okay? So, once you've completed this whole worksheet, I'm going to give you a final draft paper that is going to have, that you're going to kind of combine at least one or two of these or to really change up this. So your project is not an exact copy, but it is inspired by your artist.